Hey y'all, what's up? Taurus here, TaurusBeats.com. Just going to do a video just talking about layering samples. And in this particular video, I'm just going to layer a sample that I'm getting ready to cut up, slice, and all that good stuff. And I'm kind of going back to some of the older stuff that I was doing. Well, not really going back to my older stuff, but going back to sampling, going back to sample flipping and chopping and stuff like that. I've been away a while, working on some, of my original stuff, just basically just trying to come up with new ideas, just trying to strip away from what I've been doing and try to find something else, to do. Every once in a while you have to do that, kind of reset and try to figure something else out. But anyway, today, just working on sampling. It's a fun Saturday for me. So I'm going to take this sample here. I'm going to play it for you right quick. And for some of you, you might know it. For many of you, you may not. But anyway, here's the sample. Okay, so that's the sample. The name of it is "Better Is One Day" by Darwin Hobbs, and it's just a great track for me as far as worship and stuff like that. So I just really listened to it and just let it play in the back. But I had never really thought about doing anything with it until today, interestingly enough. And the song has been out for a long time. I've been listening to it for a long time too. It just goes to show you sometimes how inspiration works. It doesn't always hit right on the nose when I'm listening to something. But anyway, so that's the sample there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go directly into Reason here. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down because I've already chopped it up and sliced it up in order for for time. So I'm going to go ahead and close this guy here. And we're going to go into my Reason program. I'm using Reason 6.5. Sorry for the stumbling of words here, but I'm using Reason 6.5, and this one here is really basic. I say that a lot. I apologize if I keep saying that, and it sounds like I'm trying to talk over anybody, but I'm not. This is a basic beat with a sample, and that's pretty much all that I'm doing here. And I tried to match the sample with a bass. So here in Reason, let me go ahead and slim this down for you so you can see it a little bit more. The idea of what I'm talking about is these are all samples. And you can tell right here I have multiple devices. This is one NNXT that has this. All three of them have the same sample in it. So this NNXT, this one, and this one. Never mind the names that I have there. They're irrelevant right now. But these devices each have the same sample set, okay? And I'm going to bring that over so you can see it right quick. This sample set of what I'm talking about, this is it right here. Better is One Day, but I just called it Better for the sampling purposes. So when you're looking at it inside the NNXT, this is all that you're getting. These are all of this different slices, and of course I try to remind people, if you're trying to get that fake MPC sound or that fake MPC feel, all you do is just take the key polyphony all the way down to 1. And this is important because this is the reason why I'm using 3 different devices. If I tried to do the same thing with the same set of samples, in other words, if I tried to use just one device but have multiple note layers, note lanes here, what the problem would be for me is because I have the polyphony set to 1, only one of these slices is going to play at one time. But because I have them in, I can do it one of 2 ways. I can increase the polyphony up to 2 or 3. That way, two or 3 slices, in this case, 2 or 3 slices would play all together. And they can all play at the same time. When it's down to 1, only one is going to play. The other thing that I do is turn amp envelope release all the way up to the maximum. That way the sample, this particular slice, will play completely out once triggered until another slice is triggered. So again, with the amp envelope release, if I trigger 0, it plays all the way out if I don't trigger anything else. But if I trigger 0 and then I trigger another slice right after it, it'll cancel 0 and it'll play number 1. Anyway, you get the picture. So let me show it to you right quick so you can see. So this is me. I'm going to put it on select zone via MIDI. So you can... Okay, so you see that? That's the slice that's played. 1 right here, okay? And it's playing all the way out. I'm just striking the key. You can't see my hand, but I'm just striking the key once and letting it go. I'm not holding it down, I'm just striking it. And now I'm gonna strike another key. So you see how just by striking the key, all of it is being played out. So let me go ahead and give you some visuals down here so you can see it. Take it to my hands right quick. So again, striking the key. So you see that whole thing plays out. And you notice something about my slice. My slice has multiple, beats in it. It's not just one beat, one strike, one beat. It's not. It's like it's a lot in that one particular slice. So you see, that's the second key that I'm striking. There's a lot going on in that. Now watch what happens when I press this first one. You see, you hear that? So it basically cancels or cuts out when you strike another key. That's the reason for doing it, and that's what I call the fake MPC feel. So that's enough of that. So anyway, here are all the slices. You'll notice something that I've also not done. I haven't really done anything to manipulate this particular sample set. These slices, everything is defaulted. So other than making those 2 changes to the NNXT, everything else is defaulted. I haven't done anything else. It's pretty much playing the same way. Almost playing the same way that it is in the original song. I haven't pitched it up. I haven't done any of that stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing that to you is because in this particular sample, I just wanted it raw. I just wanted to play with it just as it was. There is some filtering, and I'll show you that here, and some EQing that's done. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is what takes away the bass. As you can tell right here in my filter for this particular sample, all of them have the same one. And this one, and then a third. So these are the 3. All of them have the same sample set, better, as you can tell right there. Another one, better. There you go. And the third one, better. Okay, they're all the same sample set. All of them are EQ'd the same way. As you can tell right there. Just showing you briefly. This is not a video for that. But I'm just showing you briefly how they're all EQ'd. Basically, they're running the same, and they're going to sound relatively the same. The only thing that I'm really doing differently is how I have these. Here it is in the mix. This is one. That's one device. That's one NNXT, and that's the third. So you got the 3 NNXTs here. You can see that they're slightly off as far as how loud they are or how much they're in the mix. So that's what sets them apart, really, is just the volume. And then you can see also the panning. I've panned one, to the left, panned one over to the right, and another one over to the right. And you can see also I have some reverb going on and a little bit of delay, for each one of them. And those are a little bit different. So those are the things that you get into playing with, toying with. But really what I wanted to show you as far as layering these samples, if you will, is just take a look at what I have here. We're just going to be focusing on these red pieces here, because these are my 3 devices. And then down here I have a filter. This filter S1 is really the filter that's going to this NNXT right here, okay? So let's just take a listen to, I'm going to solo just this one device here. This is the main sample, if you will. This is the main sample flip for the song. So just take a listen to it right now. And it's going to be filtered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this filtering right here out of the way. It's solo, so it wouldn't have played anyway. But I'm just going to move it out of the way just because. So take a listen. Okay, so that's the flip as you're listening to there. And of course, once it releases, it plays the entire end of that sample out. But anyway, that's the flip. And you've heard that one flip. Now here's what it sounds like with the filtering on. I'm going to bring that filtering on it so you can hear what that sounds like. And then you'll understand why the layering comes into place, because this filtering on this first one is going to do something as far as allowing you to hear the other parts or the other flips in the other devices that I have here. So anyway, this is the same flip. This one's muted. The top one is muted here, so don't worry about that. This is the one that's playing, and we're listening to how it sounds with the filtering on it now. Now hopefully Hopefully, YouTube hasn't compressed that out to where you can't hear it. But basically, it just filters it down. Filters it down enough to where you can actually hear, the different parts a little bit in the lower frequency. But the higher frequencies are all cut out or limited out and, brought down to where they're cut out. That's all you need to know. I apologize. My wife has the blender going on in the background. But anyway, we're going to continue here with the other section I wanted to show you. Now with that one, that's one device. I'm going to bring in this other NNXT up here. And we're going to listen to this one. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and solo it for you so you can hear what this flip sounds like. This is the second flip. And take a listen to it. So you get the picture as far as that second flip. And that second flip, when you listen to it by itself, it sounds, when it's out of context, it doesn't really sound good. It doesn't give you any indication that it's going to be any good because it has a lot. Remember, each one of those slices has a lot in it. That's what I was explaining to you. And I tried to explain in other videos. The way I slice and the way I chop up my samples, they're irregular. They're not following any particular pattern. Very irregular because I can do things just like that. The way that flip is. You got snare flams in there. You got a lot of stuff that's going on in there. Piano. You got a wah-wah guitar going on in there. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in that particular in those slices. But my flip is really what makes it, and that's what I wanted to focus your attention on. So that's the second one. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the third. Now we're gonna listen to this last one up here, and just listen to what it provides. So that's pretty much it. So in order to get you in context here, now I'm going to run all three of these. I'm going to run all three of these samples together, okay? And with the filtering on that first one, so you can hear how all of them are working together. So here's the filter for the first one. There's the sample. This is the sample set for the first. The second sample set is getting ready to be played, and the third. And I'm going to run all three of them together so you can hear what they sound like. Remember, the first one is filtered. So take a listen. Okay, so as you listen to that, you listen to that with all of the parts together. You hear the sample flips, how they're working together. And the reason, again, why I did it with 3 different devices, there are other ways you can do it, but I did it with other 3 devices because now I can bring in other pieces of the same sample set, without having to cancel or having to worry about, upping the polyphony and working like that. It's just easier for me. And plus it allows me to break out the different sample parts. And another reason why that's helpful is because it's just easier for me to mute out or just take out one of these blocks. Like if I don't want all of them running in that same block, I could just take this one out and just delete it. Just go ahead and just delete it to where that top one is not running in the first set. Then all you have is this. So I can change up the arrangement. E for me is just changing up the arrangement of what I want in this whole set of samples. That's just the way I work. That's part of my workflow. And I'm pretty sure people can do it. They have other ways that they do it and which are easier. If you do, please let us know, share what you know. So we're just using that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and put that back. And what we're going to do now is going to take a listen to the whole thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Let me just go ahead and do the master on this thing and just bring the master down. That should be enough. Bring the master down. And then let's go. So now I'm going to play that whole sample set in the context of my beat. And this will wrap this video up for you. And of course, if you have any questions about the beat, if you have any questions about what it is that I'm doing as far as layering the samples, let me know and I'll try to get back with you as soon as I possibly can. It is holiday season, so things are a little bit slower on my side, as far as, getting these videos out. But, I'm always willing to help out as much as I possibly can. So just ping me, send me a message. Y'all know how to reach me. And take a listen. This is going to be just in the context with all of the parts. I got my beat up here, got some parts up here. These are the percussion pieces. So you're going to listen to it with the samples. So give it a listen. Let me know what you think. And, before I go, I almost forgot. I forgot the bass part. What I was telling you about the sample, here's the bass line for that sample section. And remember, because all three devices carry the same sample, I'm working from the same sample set. So that means whatever I do with my bass should work across all three sample sets because I haven't changed anything. I didn't pitch anything up. So I'm working with the same keys, the same notes, that type of thing. So I'm working in the same key. So whatever I devised as my bass is going to work for all three of them. So here's a listen to the bass. Bring that up just a little bit. Okay, again, hopefully you guys can hear that. I don't know how much YouTube is going to compress this, but that's the idea of the bass line. And now here's the whole thing together. And this is how we'll roll on out of here. Take a listen to this.